what it do, what it is. If we coming through loud and clear, put a one in the comment section. I want to know. We are live. We are ready to go.
Yep.
How y'all thinking look? Ooh, we looking good. I like this.
It's spicy. It's spicy.
Alright, so we here. Make sure y'all in the comment section, because we gonna be in this piece. Am I coming through loud? Am I clear? I feel like I am. I want to make sure my mic is sounding really, really good. Last time I was talking and my mic wasn't as loud as I would like it to be, but it sounds really good to me.
We good, but I don't know if the music gonna stay that high because it is drowning us out. You usually take care of
it. Yeah, let's go. Let's turn it down. There it is. It's not drowning us out now. I said that it's not drowning us out now. So anyway, we here. We rest to go. Anything interesting that's happened your way? Anything that you would care to share before we jump into this intro? Just breaking the ice.
I'm just ready to go.
Are you ready to go? Keith, you ready to go? Let's go.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic bussin'. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Jet Eye Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy is. But it say live and level, live and level. We on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level.
What's up? We are here. We are ready to go. We are about to kick it off. So if you in the building, if you in the internets, if we're in your ears, put a one up in the comment section. I see K-Bum up here talking about what's up. I'm not talking about you, K-Bum. I need some other people to put that noise over there. Let's go. We are here. We are ready to go. And we are excited, as you can see. We missed last week, but we are back live tonight. So anyway, what's good, fellas?
Good, man. Doing great. Other than the snow apocalypse that's going on outside my window. Other than that, doing pretty good. Pretty good, man. Been eating in because ain't nobody going out. So, but it's been cool. We safe, we good, we legit. So no problems here.
What about you, Mr. Norris? I see you got your mic muted. So let me. I've been out in the snowstorm. I've been out there shoveling and ice breaking. My shoulders feeling like mush right now. Norris, I'm feeling like mush. So I'm gonna go up here and put some of this Epsom salt. I got all these different muscle relaxers. Epsom salt is tub.
Icy hot.
No, I ain't getting no ice hot. Ice hot, no, I can't mess with the ice hot. Keith, you would not do me like that. But I'm definitely gonna get some of this Epsom salt and soaking this in it. I'm not gonna take a shower tonight. I'm soaking in this tub. Later on tonight when we get off here. We will not be on here past 9:30. That is a guarantee. If we don't care, we not done with no conversations. We wrapping it. We wrapping it up. So anyway, we are here. The crew is here. It's 8:09. We're gonna get into what we do, what you been gaming on. So let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on?
you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
All right, so normally I start with you, K-Bum. But I'm gonna bring it to Keith. And then I come back your way and we'll find out what you've been gaming on. But Mr. Norris, what have you been gaming on over the last week or so?
Okay, first of all, shout out to you with the transition with the what you been gaming on.
Bro.
Ooh, it was so smooth. Ooh, it was buttery.
I told you I'm finna on the next one, man. I'm gonna have the bouncing words. I just ain't got around to working it out. It'd be you singing along with the bouncing words, what you been gaming on with the ball bouncing each word. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. I'm working on it, man.
All right, so I think last week I got a chance to play the Oculus over my sister's in-laws house. My sister's brother-in-law brought it over, and we were playing.
Oculus.
Yeah. I don't know how they hooked it. I think he just connected it with what is that thing called, Chromecast or whatever. I'm not even sure how he hooked it up, but he was playing a Star Wars game on there. I played just a little walk the plank, get on the elevator. And
I played that with K-Bum.
And I played some little rocket game and roller coaster, of course. I think if we had headphones with it, oh man, it would have been crazy. And you know how we are. We pushing people and while they got the thing on, messing them up.
See, that's why I can't. Black folks gotta be so extra.
You know, we ain't got a rumble pack yet. You know what I'm saying? But the other game I've been gaming on, I bought it last year during the Christmas sales, but I didn't play it. I just started recently playing it, and that's Red Dead Redemption 2. So I finally got past the tutorial part where they camped up or whatever, and they get the world opened up, and I was like, oh, this is too much, but I came back to it. And
right, the open world.
Man, but I came back to it, and it's been pretty cool. I'm actually gonna play on it some more when we get off here. But the attention to detail that Rockstar take with their games, man.
Right.
It's pretty nice, man. Red Dead Redemption 2 is pretty nice. And plus, I've been watching 1883. Shout out to them if you want to watch that show. It's on Paramount Plus. So it's all this whole Western thing, and it's pretty cool. I don't like how many different buttons you use to like do like similar stuff. Like sometimes you have to put X for action or Y for action. I'm just like, hey, just make one button. But I'm pretty sure I'll get used to the controls. And I like the horseback ride, man. I like that. But
okay, that's what's up.
Did you play the first one?
I didn't finish it, but I did play the first one.
Okay. No, we staying on the schedule.
Yeah, right.
Wrap it up, K-Bum. All right, so it's on you, Mr. Bum 20, minus 2 cents. What you share with us on tonight? What you been gaming on this week?
I'm gonna take my time with the conversation, Dan, since like you want to rush it, brother. No. Let me go ahead and get
9:20.
So, what I've been
29:20, we done.
I know, I got you. I'm gonna get through it, bro. I got you. So I've been playing Call of Duty with my buddies, with my homies, and Level whenever he comes through. They've been enjoying that. But we just got into something else, which is Warzone.
I can't do it.
I'm not a big fan of the battle royale type of games, but some of the guys were getting bored with Black Ops, so they wanted to try something different. I kind of talked them into trying Warzone, and we've been doing pretty good. Actually, we won a couple of the matches playing the Rebirth mode, which I think is cooler than the battle royale. because the rebirth mode is a little bit more fast paced than Battle Royale, which push you against 150 people. But the rebirth, I think, is only around 70 people on a much smaller map, but it's still legit. And we've been able to get a couple of wins. That's pretty legit, man. Pretty fun. So we've been doing that. As of today, I just bought Vanguard, the new Call of Duty, and I don't like it at all.
I thought you said you didn't like it already.
I do not. No. It's not already. Remember, I told you I played Vanguard when it was free. It was a free weekend, okay. And I didn't like it then. The only reason why we bought Vanguard, and shout out to my bro, because we did the little PlayStation share thing. I don't know if you guys know you can do that, but you can buy a game, and as long as you share the password, two people can play the same game. You know. But
why you didn't share the password?
Full game.
I'm here with you.
Yeah. No, it's game share.
I got a PlayStation 5. Why you didn't share me the password? Why you didn't give me the code link? No, don't be skipping past. Why you didn't send me the code links?
Keep on top. Is that what you told me?
No, we can push it to 9:30. Why you didn't send me the code?
You ain't pushing no 9:30. Chill. So I've been playing that. I don't like it. I didn't like it the first time I played it. I still don't like it now. Maybe it'll be a little bit more fun if we have more people, but it's not my cup of tea. I don't like the guns. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like it's not. I'm not a fan. But anyway, the reason why I got it is because you can use it to upgrade the guns. Because most of the guns are some of the best guns in Warzone, which is the Battle Royale version of Call of Duty, is the Vanguard guns. And the only way to upgrade the guns is either play more of Warzone, which is very slow, or play Vanguard. And we got Vanguard on sale. It was $30 off the original price, and then we split it in half, but it worked better. But the game that I've been playing on the side that I've been enjoying is Tekken 7. I have so your boy bought one of them M2 hard drives, right? Got me my whole terabyte on my PS5, so now I have 1.65 terabyte of space on my hard drive, so now I can put more games on there without worrying about deleting the game every single time. So I went and downloaded some games that I haven't really played in a while because I have to keep deleting out space on my PlayStation. And one of the games I downloaded again was Tekken 7, and I went back online because I used to play it online when it was called Tekken Dark Resurrection. And then they changed and got Tekken 7, but I used to game online all the time.
Does it look better on the PlayStation 5?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Nothing me asking. Go ahead.
No. But I used to get to the top level every season. But I popped it back in and I started playing again, and then all the muscle memory came back. And I've been playing online against people. And I think I'm on a 12-game winning streak right now. Playing online, all that muscle memory has came back, and I have been putting a hurting on people. I don't think I've lost 2 rounds. I think one in the last 12 games. I think I've lost 2 rounds, and it's a 3-round fight. So I've been putting in some work. So yeah, that's been fun again. But I realized why I can't play so many games of Tekken back to back to back to back. It's funny because I actually checked my heart rate. And on my watch, Apple Watch, and my heart rate, and no joke, bro. After playing like 3-4 intense games of Tekken, my heart rate was at 120. I was like,
burning calories playing Tekken?
Playing Tekken, bro. I'm like, okay, I can't play on.
Y'all need to go in and turn Tekken back on so I can burn some calories. Anyway, let me shut up. I can burn a few pounds off of it.
But you don't want to see me though. Anyway, no, I've been having fun.
Man, don't do that, man. I don't want to hear all that.
No, level. You don't want to see.
Okay, let's make this deal. If I play you in Street Fighters, you mean in Tekken, you got to play me in Street Fighters. Same recording, because you gonna see. This is the thing, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I play K-Bum, I got to go on his turf with the games he dominated, and then we record it and put it on the YouTube channel for everybody can watch Levelhead get dominated by K-Bum. But when I say, hey, let's put Street Fighters on, Everybody hear crickets.
We can go put a Splatoon on. We can go put that on. We can play that.
I won't. Splatoon is not direct competition. I don't want to hear that.
Since Sega.
Let's move on. Let's wrap it up.
Wait. So you're not good in Street Fighter?
I don't play Street Fighter. Again, and I've told people so many times, I don't play. Sorry, the games I play are hand-to-hand combat games. I don't play projectiles. I don't play weapons. I play.
So he won't play Soul Calibur either. So
I play DOA. I play DOA. I played Tekken.
Oh, we get it on DOA?
I did not play Soul Calibur. I did not play
Soul Calibur, that game.
Yeah, Soul Calibur.
I don't like weapons. It's hand to hand.
Especially the
and I play a little
Dreamcast version. Anyway, let's wrap this up so I can get on mine. Okay, so for me, real quick, I've been playing. Of course, I've been jumping on every once in a while with K-Bum and Taz and what's a few other ones named, man? Crusader.
Chaos, Buzzkill.
And just being on them, sometimes I just turn it on and listen to them talk stuff and get mad and listen to Taz get mad at the game. He's like, no, it ain't no way he doing that, man. See, I get tired of this. This is what I don't play this game. I be laughing at that stuff. So, cause I'm no help. I die pretty much the whole time I'm in the game. My kill rate, my kill to death ratio be, listen to this, Keith. I kill about 5 people on a good day.
A good day.
To 8 or 9 deaths. My normal ratio is 2 to 17. That's how bad I am right now.
That sounds about right.
I ain't ashamed. Cause it's a game you can't put down when you don't have them muscle memories kind of etched in your hand. You can't put Call of Duty down and just pick it right back up and be back in the swing of things. I got up to like 8-9 kills a few times, but when I put it down, I ain't been the same ever since. But anyway, I also put in that Guardians of the Galaxy. Been playing it on the PlayStation 5. I'm here to confirm that K-Bum is not lying about the story and the acting. It's almost like the movie. It feels like you're still watching the movie. I'm trying to get over these faces outside of Rocket and Groot.
Once you get past the faces,
faces, man. I'm like, this is not.
But it's not as bad as Avengers was.
I didn't play Avengers, but man,
yeah, I played a little bit of Avengers. That was terrible.
This is not the Star-Lord. This is not these people. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. I'm on the second stage where you and Rocket is kind of no. I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on the second or third story. I think I'm on the fourth story. Actually, if I'm wrong. I'm on the fourth act. So, but I've been doing so much I haven't got a chance to pick it back up. Okay. But also I played Mario Kart with my daughters. So that's been about it for me.
The graphics are good though, right? The colors.
Oh, freaking yes.
The colors pop off. Yeah.
It almost pops like Ratchet and Clank, but I don't think the character models are as good.
It's detailed, but
but color-wise, it's popping like Ratchet and Clank. I like it,
and the environment is nice too.
Yeah. Now I'm not liking these first few planets I landed on with these weird, all this trash and weird stuff. But I'm hoping we get to some normal-looking planets. But outside of that, yeah,
normal-looking planets.
Yeah, some normal stuff. But anyway, so let's get into these topics on tonight. We got a few things on deck. So let's go. So the first thing we're going to be talking about tonight is the main thing. Sony buys Bungie. Now, of course, the last two big acquisitions was Microsoft buying Bethesda, and then the behemoth acquisition was Activision. And what is it? Activision and what? Blizzard, right. I was just skipping my head. So we're going to talk about Sony's seemingly response, they made a chess move. And then we're going to talk about Nintendo's response to Microsoft and Sony's acquisitions and what they feel about it. Then we'll maybe get into some small discussions after that if the time permits, because we're not trying to stay on here all night. So let's get into it. I started with Keith. I'm going to come to you, K-Bum, because you are the resident Sony guy. You are the pony that loves Sony. Anyway, so what is your thoughts with Sony buying Bungie?
My initial thought when I saw that was, why? So to me, you know, I know Bungie has a track record, right? It's the same thing that BioWare has, right? BioWare has a really good track record with everything that they've done with you know, Mass Effect games and what's the name of the role playing game with the Dragon Age. There we go, Dragon Age. Right. So they have a good track record, but you know, they've put out crap with Anthem, and they put out crap with the last Mass Effect, and so, you know, yeah, it has brand recognition, but you know, they haven't really put out anything. And Bungie has created the behemoth, which was Halo, right? But you know, in the past 10 years, what have they really done, right? Except for Destiny, which had great hope and then fell flat, and then Destiny 2, which had great hope, fell flat, came back up, fell flat, came back up, fell flat, and I think it's coming back up. I don't know.
I think they said it came back up. I don't think it ever got back up from. Anyway, go ahead.
So and so my initial thought was, really, Bungie, 3.6 billion? Like, it's like one game, right? They don't make anything else unless I'm missing something. And so I you know, I thought it was cool at first because it was a big name until I gave it some thought. My first reaction was, "Oh, cool, it's Bungie." And then I started to think about it, but I'm like, "But why though?" And so, if they can in the future transition, it makes sense to me in one fashion, and it's not Destiny, right? It's the fact if Sony loses Call of Duty, and that won't be until 2023. Is what I'm hearing, right? All the way, the Sony and Activision has a contract up to 2023. So if they lose, say they lose Call of Duty 2023, then you just bought a company who has a track record that can make a bona fide, legit Call of Duty replacement on your system and have it be a Sony only system. Now, from that point of view, I said, okay, that makes sense if that's a future grab, because it's not an immediate grab because they're not taking Destiny off of Xbox. So if it's a kind of a future thing, securing for the future, now I understand. Now I'm like, okay, I get it. I still think 3.6 billion is steep. But if you're securing for the long game, because let's not forget that Sony has done their own first person, third person, whatever shooters, first person shooters with Resistance, Fall of Man, which I played, which wasn't that good.
Right.
It was average at best. With but they've gone on to make what studio was that? That wasn't Naughty Dog. Who was that? That was that's Spider-Man people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spider-Man people. Yeah, they moved on from first-person shooter because they couldn't do it right, and they've gone to make that. Remember that game Haze? Remember the game Haze?
Yeah.
You guys remember the game Haze? I'm a
Sony fan. Yeah, PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3, exactly.
Right.
They were trying to pump it up. It was supposed to be the next best thing, and it flopped. I forgot who made that.
Games they pumped up on the PlayStation 3 that ended up flopping. But I remember Haze.
I couldn't tell you what it was. They had the game Mag, which I enjoy. I forgot who made that, so I'm not even gonna go through that.
Trash,
but I enjoy Mag. Mag was the first game to have 250 people on a battlefield. It was crazy. It was insane. I thought it was cool. It was insane. But that didn't have enough legs. And don't forget Killzone, which is made by Guerrilla, who have now moved on to make better games, which is Horizon, right? So the people who they had beforehand who were making these first person shooters, were not doing a good enough job.
Question.
Because those games were good, but they weren't good enough. So I think Bungie can fill that slot.
Question. When does that game come out? Horizon Zero Dawn, the next
February 18th.
So that's right. The day before we have. Man, I gotta talk to you, man. We got somebody coming here, bro. I don't know if you saw the flyer, but that's big wig what we got coming this way. But anyway, that's right after that day.
Yeah.
I might have to pick that game up on the 18th. But anyway, okay. Is that all you had to share? I'll bring Keith up in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so K-Bum basically said it's a yet to be seen acquisition. He feels like they paid a little too much, but he's hopeful because of the track record of the developers at this studio. I agree with that, and I'm going to give my reasons why. But go ahead, Mr. Norris. What are your thoughts?
So when I saw it, I initially thought it was a reaction to it as well, and to Microsoft buying Activision. So I was like, oh, that's funny. Sony's in the news buying a company, and then I saw the price, and I was like, I don't know if I would have spent that on Bungie, but but that's neither here nor there. As a consumer, I'm looking at it from that point of view, and I'm always curious when Sony does something as opposed to when Microsoft does something. With Activision, you kind of know that Microsoft's probably going to play it safe and let those companies just do what they do. I'd be surprised if they gave them any type of freedom to do anything beyond what they've been doing. But with Bungie, and as K-Bone was saying, they have the ability to make a new single-player / multiplayer game under the guidance of the Sony Corporation. You know how Sony make games. So I'm more excited in that regard. It made me excited because I'm like, okay, if they don't just take over Destiny and make Destiny a PlayStation only title, and they actually do something new and creative, then this is a huge win. But if they just come in and bring in Destiny, they wasted their money. Honestly, they just could have kept that everywhere. But again, Bungie had, they started the Halo series.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if they had the same creative team as they did back then, but I'd be surprised, and I'm kind of hopeful in something creative and new, or even just a run-of-the-mill shooter, but specific for Sony, because they're gonna do it and they're gonna tailor it to their console, and maybe even to the what's that new controller called, the 6-axis or whatever, whatever, DualSense.
The DualSense.
Yeah, and they'll probably tailor it to the DualSense, and you'll have your own thing. So it's interesting. I'm more excited to see what they're gonna do with it though.
Okay, I'm kind of agreeing with both of y'all for the very same reason. When I first saw this, when K-Bum kind of shared this, I laughed. I'm not gonna lie. I was tickled inside, like, oh, look at little Sony, they bought Bungie. Oh, that's so nice. But then, so I was like, bro, that's like a wrinkle in the aftermath of what Microsoft just done with Bethesda and Activision. But then I thought about it. I sat back and I was like, why Bungie? And I thought, thought about Destiny, and I'm like, I played Destiny. You gotta be into that to really. And for a while, I think people was trying to make it be something because it was it was one of those titles that was really supposed to show off what that generation could do. I remember them showing the graphics, and we was like, man, I remember we having a conversation right here on the podcast where, do we believe these are real in-game graphics? Do we really believe it's going to look like that? And when I look back on it, I think we were seeing a lot of what we see now being represented in them visuals that didn't show up then. But my memory could be foggy. But as I sat back, I was like, what is it about Bungie that they can get? Because I don't think Destiny is it. And I thought about, ain't these the guys that made the original Halo? Ain't these the guys that are responsible for the way we enjoy first person shooters today, ain't they kind of responsible for that formula? Even though Call of Duty took it and made it their own, its own, and Activision made it its own with Call of Duty. It was Halo that I remember people hooking up to. Y'all remember that? People hooking up TVs in all different rooms.
Oh yeah, I was the one doing it too.
Right.
I didn't have it, but I was in everybody else's dorm room playing it.
Right. I remember us on campus and going off campus. I remember my first time experiencing Halo was with one of my friends, one of my buddies back then. We don't keep up, but back then we was kicking it hard. My boy John Brown, I think it was him that I went over to this house. It was a bunch of white boys. I don't know none of their names, but they had this my first time because I didn't think Xbox was this big deal, and because it was Sony, it was Nintendo, Sega, and Sony for me, and I know Sega was going out, and then you got the Xbox, and they was hooking all these TVs up. Like, why they got all these TVs in these different rooms, and they got all these Xbox hooked up? And I'm seeing them playing each other at each TV. And I'm not going to lie, it blew my mind. And then later on, with K-Bum and Zeke and all them, we all up on campus, everybody in different dorm rooms playing Halo. And I was never good. I ain't never really been good at first-person shooters, so I just watched and observed until the game I could play, like Dead or Alive or Street Fighters or Tekken, something like that was put in, and I can join into the festivities. But I watched all y'all shooting and running and jumping and blowing and throwing bombs and riding. I'm like, but these are the guys that made that experience. These are the guys that kind of changed how we looked at that, which Call of Duty and all of them are kind of the offspring of that, right? I think that's fair to say. You had GoldenEye that kind of did it, but I would say Halo is really what made what we see today that thing. Am I fair to say that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fair.
So they got that in their back in their wheelhouse. I'm pretty sure they did make Destiny, and Destiny was good. I don't think I like the whole game built around the mechanics of Destiny, but I think the shooting and everything felt very good. I can see them, like K-Bum saying and what Keith echoed, this can be their answer to losing a game like Call of Duty. You got a studio, you got a development crew that has that in their repertoire, that has that in their wheelhouse. They're able to make games of this magnitude, and not just make them, but make them great. So just imagine them taking one of Sony's IPs, Resistance, is it Overkill, any other one you name, or give them the license to make something from the ground. Like Keith saying, I really think that Sony would do that. Sony would give them an IP and let them breathe life into it. I think Microsoft might be doing that too. I don't want to say that they won't do that with Call of Duty and all. I mean, with Activision and all that. But Keith probably more likely right that they keep them doing what they are already doing. But I can definitely see Bungie being put on some of those old IPs that Sony has and breathing life into them, like an Overkill, and letting them put the right mechanics on it to make it be better than what it was. So I think it's a smart acquisition. Was it worth $2 or $3 billion? Only time would tell. That's what I would say. What y'all got to say to that? Basically what y'all said. I ain't really echo anything that y'all didn't. But go ahead. I'll bring y'all way.
Okay, bro.
No, yeah. So yeah, I think we're all kind of in agreement with that. That this isn't, that Destiny isn't the answer, right? I think we're all in agreement with that. We don't need to fight anymore. But is Sony looking for the long game? And that is where the big win, and that's where they can get their kind of return on investment. I'm still surprised to see Sony make a move like that, because honestly, that's not what Sony really does. If we look at some of the acquisitions that they had earlier this year, not this year, last year, where they They got the people who helped make the PC ports. They went ahead and bought them. I think they were the ones who did the Shadow of the Colossus. They bought them up. They bought up a couple other studios. I cannot think of
That
their.
was basically what Microsoft was doing earlier, buying them studios that was pretty much like second party.
Pretty much second party.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm kind of used to from Sony. But seeing this move, it does seem like a reaction. So here's my thing. When it comes to business and how business works, Sony knew Microsoft was doing it long before we knew that.
Right.
Sony knew that they were trying to acquire Activision Blizzard long before we realized it. Mm-hmm. So this could have been a reaction to the rumors they were hearing with Microsoft buying up Activision. So they could have, knew it beforehand, weeks, months in advance, and say, well, maybe we should start looking at possibilities of making moves too. Right, so I believe this could have been a reaction, but not in the timing that we think, because these companies hear these rumors way before the public actually hears it, and so. And even the interesting thing, I know we're going to jump into it a little bit more, but even the interesting thing of the Sony head saying that they're not done with this acquisition, right? That this isn't the last one. That they're going to look to do more acquisitions outside of the 3.6 Bungie acquisition. So
okay, let's speculate then, because we I want to stay true to that 9/29/30. Let's speculate on that. And then we'll bring in Nintendo, because they had a response to this as well, but it wasn't buying nothing. But okay, so realistic, because to me, like we said, we know Destiny ain't gonna do it, and Bungie ain't something that I don't even hear any of us talk about Bungie when we talk about the studios of studios, the third party studios of studios. Bungie is not something that we never talk about Bungie. Let's put it like that. I don't think we've ever talked about the division, Destiny. We've actually talked about Division more than we've ever talked about Destiny on this channel.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
To me, and like I said, I played I don't know if it was a demo or what I played, but it gave you an opportunity to try. At that time, they was letting you try the game out of whatever they was doing to entice you to buy the game. So I downloaded and played it. It was cool, but it wasn't something I would see myself playing. But it did feel good. I'm not gonna front, but again, I rather play Destiny. I mean, the Division, to be honest with you. But what other acquisition can they make that's realistic, that we can see realistically being made? Real quick. Keith, you comment, then I'll bring it back to you, K-Bomb.
I would love for Sony to Square Enix.
But see, I don't think they can afford them.
Yes, sir. That is exactly what I was going to say.
Right, but can they afford
them? It already
them?
makes sense.
It does. You're right. But can they afford them, though? What would you think it would take? Because they just played 3 bill. And we looking like, why did you pay that much for them? We think that's probably $100 million acquisition, not billion. We don't think Bungie is $1 billion conversation, but apparently they are. To me, you said Square Enix. Square Enix to me is at least 5 or 6. I think it's close to Bethesda.
I'm trying to see, but they have it in yen right now.
Yeah, because it's Japanese.
It's Japanese.
It's Japanese.
I'm trying to see what does it translate to American.
All right, I'll give you time to do that. And Keith, while we talking about this, pull up the article that you sent to us for Nintendo, so you can read that, and we'll end on that and let that take us out. But
I think too.
The one where they respond to all these acquisitions, and then And we can touch on the sales too while we talk about Nintendo. We hit them, but the main one I want to talk about is their response to Sony and Microsoft buying these third party companies.
2 to 3 billion.
So well that is realistic then. You're absolutely right. But do you think Square Enix would be interested in being absorbed by Sony or anybody for that matter?
They've always had a good relationship with Sony, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
would
they want to be absorbed?
Also, I can't say. I can only purely speculate with that, and I don't because of their relationship with Sony, because Sony is a Japanese company. I can see that happening way better than I can see it occurring with Microsoft, and even in a lesser sense, Nintendo.
Because they ain't getting that. It's not gonna happen with Mike. With Square Enix joining. Okay, I got what you said. I thought you were talking about them buying Nintendo. I was like, yeah, that'll never happen. But you talking about I'm with you.
No, I'm talking about Nintendo buying them. Yeah, Nintendo buying them, or
gotcha.
Microsoft buying them.
Right. I think Microsoft can't buy them, right? Because they're a Japanese company. They can't buy a Japanese company, right?
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna comment because I'm not sure that's how that works. But but even if they could, it still makes more sense that Sony does it, because Sony has always had that relationship with Square Enix, and most of the games, like even the Final Fantasy, that's only on PlayStation platforms, right? Mm-hmm. So they've always had that connection going way back in the day. Even the PlayStation, the PS2, when the Final Fantasy X was only on there, and even what 7. They've always had that relationship. So to me, it does make sense that out of any of the companies, if they were to get absorbed, it would be Sony. And I think it makes real good sense.
No, now that you say the price, that how much did it cost? They worth that. So that means Sony would have, if they worth 3, then I'm thinking Sony would have to come off about 4 or a little bit over 4 to get them. At least 4 to 5 to get them.
Maybe 10 if they really want
10
to make
from
it
3
good.
3 bills. You got to jump 10 to get them.
Activision was only about 20, and they paid 60.
You're right. All right, K-Ball, don't do me like
that.
Because
you gotta take care of people for they giving up their career.
Don't air like that, K-Ball. You could have been a little bit more gracious. I'm just saying, you could have shown a little bit more grace. I didn't get it. All right, I'm messing with you.
I get it.
What you saying, Keith? You were saying
no, I was saying the people are giving up a lot,
right,
to be acquired. So you're gonna have to. You can't pay what we worth. You can't give me more.
Right. You're right. Now, when K-Bum brought up how much they jumped out there to get Activision, and of course, they absorbing debt and all the other stuff. They probably severance packages all in that. People who want to walk away and retire that might not want to come with the merger. I get it. So that was a good one, K-Bum. I had to give you that.
No. Keith said that.
No, Keith. Okay, Keith, that was a good one.
I was also going to say that. But Keith said that.
What about what is it? They make the games for Platinum Games. What about Platinum?
I think that would fit. That would fit more in the Nintendo bucket, to be honest with you.
You think so?
Just because the audience that plays those games probably sit more in the Nintendo bucket than it will be in the Sony bucket, the platinum game.
But Platinum made Devil May Cry. They made Devil May Cry. They made Beautiful Joe. They made, but them was all Sony games. Except for Beautiful Joe.
Yeah,
Beautiful Joe was Nintendo.
It was, but but Platinum did Bayonetta, right?
Platinum did. Well, this is how Platinum worked. Platinum made Devil May Cry for Capcom, and then they kind of developed. I think they created Platinum after that, right? If I'm wrong on that, Keith.
I don't know anything about Devil May Cry, honestly.
I thought
when it comes to Bayonetta, it was Platinum made all 3. We're making all 3.
Right.
First one was published by Sega. The next one was published by Nintendo.
Right.
And the third one published by Nintendo.
I think Bayonetta, the reason Bayonetta plays like it plays is because the same people that made Devil May Cry is on platinum. I don't know if they created platinum or they went to platinum and became employees there, but that's why they say Bayonetta is the Devil's May Cry, because it played the exact same way. And it was like what they call it, spiritual Devil's May Cry.
Successor.
Well, spiritual because Devil May Cry kept going, but they were saying it was like the spiritual Devil May Cry because of the original creators of that game made Bayonetta. So it'd be like Halo is originally made by the people at Bungie, but since they left Microsoft, Halo stayed and they made Destiny. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's how that is. I'm gonna look that up here real soon, but I think I'm right on that. But okay, so no go on platinum. Well, who else? Who else could they get that's realistic? Like I said, Square Enix is right. Y'all hit it on the nail with that one. Keith, you was right on the nail with that one. What else could they get?
Capcom. That would be shocking.
Too. Well, they already got the deal with Street Fighters. Exclusive.
But they take everything though. We talking
Resident
about Mega
Evil.
Man, Resident Evil. They can bring Dino Crisis back. There's so much stuff. Is Bomberman Capcom?
I don't even like this where it's going no more. I don't like this. I don't like what's out there. That's why we got to transition to this Nintendo topic, because I don't. As we talk about this, I'm not liking it. I really ain't. I don't think this is good for consumers. So you said Capcom anyway. Okay, K-Bone, what you think about Capcom?
Capcom. What was that come up? Yeah, Capcom was the same one who had that game revealed for the PS4 that never came out.
What was that?
That was the Capcom. It was the one with his fire, like Deep Down or something like that. It was revealed at
the dragons. Yeah, I remember that.
With the dragon, and that thing never came out.
Didn't it come out? But it changed into like an episodic or something like that.
I don't think that thing ever came out.
I know it looked dope in that.
Yeah, it looked. They lied. That was not a game.
Mark Cerny up there looking like a doggone robot off the battery. I'm like, man, why your face drooping like that? You talking all slow like your battery going out. But anyway, okay, so Keith say Capcom. K-Bone says he don't see it.
But I don't see it. But another one that I thought would make sense, and I'll let this be my last one, because of the relationship they had before Xbox came in and started throwing that money out there. They had a very good relationship with Rockstar.
I can't see them buying Rockstar. That's like Activision.
Rockstar don't make that many games now.
But Grand Theft Auto is the Call of Duty.
It's huge. But like I said, they've had
Two.
You said what?
Well, Rockstar Take-Two is Rockstar.
Well, I thought Take-Two was like over like 2K and everything else.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think if they put their money, if they would have paid something like that would be a whole different beast, because they've had that relationship beforehand, and they had all the GTAs, and Bully was on the PlayStation system before the Xbox started to shell out the money.
I thought y'all would have said this by now, but y'all still ain't said it. I'm shocked. I don't see Konami.
Who wants Konami? Who wants Konami?
What they make?
Solid Snake. Solid.
And when last
again?
Look. Okay, look at the guy. Look at the guy that's over there. Look at the guy that they. What's his name? The Konami. Prodigal son, what is his name? That they had prisoner and wouldn't let go.
He ain't over there no more.
But he with Sony. So you get Konami. Now you bring the baby back to the father so he can do some more Solid Snakes. That'll be big.
I mean, they do have a relationship, and I mean they got a relationship.
Right. You get Konami. You get Silent Hill, this is his baby. You get what is it? What's the name of the actual game? I know it's Solid Snake. What is the game name?
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. You get Metal Gear Solid, then you get some of them other games that got over there that oftentimes showed up on Sony platforms exclusively.
Who wants Konami?
Kojima wants Konami. Kojima.
It's like a bad anime.
Kojima. Ask me again, K-Bone. Who wants Konami? Kojima.
Who wants Konami?
Kojima.
Keep it. You can keep
y'all
it.
Just gonna just shoot my little.
It's not just that. It's just that it's not. But I don't think it's a great buy. I mean, for Sony.
It's probably cheap. It's probably even $1 billion. That's not even $1 billion selling. That's 300,000. That's 300. That might be.
Then it ain't worth it.
That might be 20 million.
No, man, they're trying to make acquisitions that make ripples in the game industry.
There is none that
little. So you guys are right. Take-Two Interactive does own Rockstar. Rockstar
right.
is a sub developers underneath them. So it would be Take-Two. Take-Two revenue as of 2020 was only $3 billion.
Dang, that's
Sony ain't gonna do that.
So that does mean you have to understand what you get with Take-Two though. Take-Two gives you
everything.
NBA 2K,
BioShocks, Borderlands, Grand Theft Autos, Mafia,
I don't like this
Max
Payne,
no more. NBA 2K, PGA, the PGA Tour, Red Dead, the wrestling series. Take-Two gives you, and even on the PC side, you have a Civilization, you have XCOM. You are getting a lot with that $3 billion. A lot of games across a spectrum.
A lot of games that's known for really associated with Sony too. So I give you that. But I don't see them doing it. That's the thing. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I don't. Call of Duty right now, not Call of Duty, but Grand Theft Auto is just, I mean, dude, we still playing Grand Theft Auto 5. We're 3 generations into that game.
Generations.
3. This is a PlayStation 3 game, and I saw it live on PlayStation 4, on PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One X. Now it's on the Xbox Series S and X and the PlayStation 5. It's soon probably going to be on the Switch. This game it's an evergreen for real. This is the first evergreen title. Nintendo think they got evergreen titles. This is an evergreen title. So I don't know.
Hold on, I'm looking at these lists of Konami games. I just want to go back just for a second. I know we don't move past them.
We got 30 minutes to hit Nintendo, 20 minutes to hit Nintendo, so we good.
Okay. So one of the games that I saw on here, if Sony were to buy Konami, and I was like, what would they look like? Contra. If they could bring back Contra, make it multiplayer, and when I mean multiplayer, because we're talking about Contra, that would be dope. And then add a layer of their storytelling on top of it.
Nostalgia. That nostalgia would hit. Look what Metroid Dread did, man. Metroid Dread is the #1 selling Metroid game, and it went 2D. True. Could you imagine Contra coming back at that quality? Oh, yes, I would be there. Day one.
They've made like 6 Contras since the first Contra.
They wasn't Contra.
And the only two that was good was Contra was the second one.
They wasn't Contra. You got to go back. That's why I used Metroid Dread. If you take Contra back to its roots and you bring that up to today and do it just like that with today's graphics, like Metroid Dread was with today's graphics, and you make it online where you can play multiplayer with a partner online. Oh, look at Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage. Look at this Ninja Turtle game come. Oh yeah, Keith, I agree. But K-Bun don't want to see Konami because he don't play platformers, so that's why he don't want to look at Konami. He don't want to play Silent Hill.
Man,
he don't want to play Metal Gear Solid. What else they got over there, Keith?
Man, for one thing, you're talking to a guy who ate, slept, and dreamed Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry, I was Metal Gear Solid. That was my favorite.
You was Solid Snake. You was the one crawling around in the box.
Bro. I was in the box, but I played 5, the Pain something, the Phantom Pain. That game is hot garbage.
Right. It was because
the Phantom Pain was hot.
That's because Konami was trying to make a freaking movie and not a game. He was trying to make a movie.
Metal Gear Solid 4 was a movie.
Yeah,
and
but
I loved every piece of it.
No, you missed what I'm saying.
Cutscene.
I heard that
Sorry, go ahead.
Metal Gear 4 was a movie because I heard the intro was like 35, 40 minutes long.
No. The final scene was 30
the final scene.
Long.
But
yes,
I forgot who. I don't know if it was Shaw who was talking about the one you're talking about. They said the whole opening was almost a movie like before you played the game. I don't know.
It was me. I told you.
Okay.
I played it, and it was stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid. It was dumb. It was
okay.
And it was open world. And Metal Gear Solid is not a good open world game. It's just I didn't like it.
Well, he was trying to.
It's not the game you're looking for.
He was
not
he was trying to jump into the new hype of open world games, and it just didn't translate. Anyway, Keith, real quick, list off some more of them Konami games, then we're gonna move over to Nintendo for the last.
Boy.
Just some of them, just some of the more popular ones. I just want to make sure we be refreshed a little bit. Metal Gear Solid. What else?
Dance Revolutions.
Oh well, let's move on. Let's go. Let's go.
We can move on, man.
Let's move on to
Castlevania, but
Castlevania. What else? But you said dance. Let's move on.
So somebody in the chat, NGELA, also said Konami.
Thank you, bro. I agree with you. We on the same page. And welcome to the show. I thought I saw you down there. That's NJELA. You got to tell us what that stands for, but welcome to the show. We happy to have you here. Yeah. So let's move on to this Nintendo response. They made a statement. Seeing all this cash flung around, they had to get into the conversation, but they didn't get into it like Sony. They was like, we ain't finna spend nothing on y'all third party. Anyway, so Keith, go ahead and read that article, and then we will discuss is Nintendo making the right decision. Go ahead.
All right. So it says Nintendo sounds leery of acquisition. This article was on Kotaku.
Okay.
And basically, I'll just read some of the quotes. Our brand was built upon products crafted with dedication by our employees, and having a large number of people who don't possess Nintendo's DNA in our group would not be a plus. That's what he said. He said they said Nintendo isn't wholly against acquisitions, adding the company is open to them if they're necessary, but the key takeaway from Furukawa's reply is Nintendo's DNA. So basically, there's got to be somebody that they've probably worked with closely, or Platinum, or is that really it?
Capcom,
maybe
because Capcom made Wind Waker, and we didn't name them Tekken, the Tekken people.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
who is Tekken? Why these Japanese? Konami? That's Konami.
Is it?
I believe Tekken is Konami.
No,
right?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's Konami. It's doggone K-Bun. Why you gonna say Konami? Now my brain froze. Siri, who makes?
Bandai
Namco. Thank you, man.
That's what I'm thinking, because they did.
Bandai.
They work with Smash Brothers.
How did we not think of Bandai when we was talking about Sony? We talked about Tekken. We talked about Soul Calibur. And didn't even think about it. No. Well, not only. Well, they look them up. Look them up, K-Bomb. Look them up and see how much they worth. Look them up and see how much they worth, man. Look them up and see how much they worth, man. Stop.
Oh, man.
Dragon Ball Z game. Don't do Dragon Ball like that.
Dog, that's how they doing. Dragon Ball this, Dragon Ball that.
Hey, they got the rights to it. They gonna keep milking. Somebody buying that stuff. But what I was going to say was, what's the name again? What's their name? Can't maybe skip their name just that quick.
Bandai
Namco helped make Star Fox, some Star Fox games. They helped make Mario Kart. They made some of the stages in Mario Kart. what else was Bandai working on with Nintendo?
They do a lot of anime stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that they work with Nintendo. Didn't they work with them on Smash? You said Smash Bros. Right?
Metroid Prime.
Was that them?
Wasn't it? They took it back from them, wasn't it?
No, that was yeah, you're right, Metro Prime 4.
Yeah, Metro Prime 4 was with Bandai Namco, and they didn't like the progression, and they gave it back over to oh, dang it, bro. Why these doggone studios giving my head? They gave it back to Retro. Right. So that is one Nintendo. I can see Nintendo buying them and Platinum. About to be the only two.
But they just said don't even worry about it because it ain't happening.
You said they ain't. So what? Okay, so let's talk about this. We good. We got about 15, 20 minutes and we got to get out. Why do you agree with that DNA? Because that's what stood out to me, and I want to say I agree. Nintendo does have an approach that differs from all the other other two big two companies, Microsoft and Sony. Do you agree with that, Keith? While K-Bum looks up what Bandai is worth, because I think it's worth more than you think, K-Bum. I really do.
Man, I think I get it. I think Nintendo is, they're right now they're just holding their cards to their chest, and it doesn't really make sense for them to buy a studio. Although I could say that it would make sense for them to buy a studio, but right now they're just saying that basically anytime Sony and Microsoft seem like they're finna get in the orange race, Nintendo stands back and eat their popcorn and watch them. And I think that's what Nintendo's doing right now. They're like, nah, we're not getting into that because nothing makes sense. It's like, if y'all want to bring games to my console, I'm available. I don't have to buy you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because like you're saying, all these people that's working with Nintendo, Platinum, Bandai, Capcom, all these people that got good working relationship. Monolith Soft, they bought them though, I think.
Yeah, they bought.
But all these people, they got good working relationships. If y'all don't want to work together, then it is what it is. I don't have to buy you. We can make money together, and y'all can still do your thing. Whereas, Microsoft is obviously trying to set up for their future. It seems like Nintendo's not thinking the same way. Only because, what's the thing? Game Pass. Microsoft looking at Game Pass like, yeah, this is our bread and butter. This transitions beyond consoles. While Nintendo's, like I said, they just kind of like watching.
Right. On this one, and I'll let K-Bone come in. I don't know if he got that information yet. Look, I ain't got to look up nothing. I got K-Bone looking up the information. I can just tell him to read it. K-Bone, you got that information? He ain't saying that. So, I on this one, typically, like when Nintendo takes a position on progressive moves or like they online position, they voice chat position, their voice acting position, because I promise I'm so tired of reading text and playing Mario Party and having to read all this stuff for my daughters was annoying as heck. If they could have just been told what to do by a voice telling them, A, for this, push A, for this, push. Like, that would have been better for my 6-year-olds, but me and my daughter was trying to read all this stuff. I don't like it. I don't like when Nintendo take them type of positions on stuff that makes things simpler, easy, and more engaging. But on this one, I agree with them because I see this as Nintendo. What I see Nintendo saying is, I'm not finna have a money measuring stick with Microsoft and Sony. I'm not finna, not to use the other lingo for that, but we're not finna have a measuring stick contest to see who. I'm not finna try to outdo them. I'm not finna try to outspend them. I don't feel the need to respond. I don't feel like I gotta buy something. If there was one other one that y'all didn't name, would be Sega for Nintendo. I think Sega would be another one they should, if they was to buy anybody, because we need Sonic under Nintendo's control. Sonic needs Nintendo's DNA, absolutely. But anyway, I agree with him on this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with him. I don't think they should do nothing in response to Bethesda, Activision, nor Bungie. They should sit back and, like you said, Keith, and eat their popcorn to see, okay, what's Sony's next move, and eat their popcorn, because if Sony moved too foolish, they could be right back in the same boat they was in at the startup of the PlayStation, was the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4? PlayStation 4, when they was, no, I think it was, yeah, because PlayStation 4 basically pulled them out of their broke state. So, me personally, I think Nintendo making the right move. Microsoft got the money to blow. That ain't gonna hurt them at all because they got something that's thriving that everybody in the world consumes, and that's internet and software. I mean, not internet, but software like and computers and stuff. So they got a stranglehold on that market outside of Apple. Who else are we dealing with? But I think everybody on Windows right now. What you on, Keith?
Windows.
What you on, K-Bob? I'm on Windows.
On what?
How you?
I'm OS.
OS? You don't use Windows? You use Apple?
No, I'm not iOS. I'm talking about right now. I'm using my like iPad and stuff.
Okay, so Apple. All right,
but other than that, Windows on my laptops.
So Windows is everywhere. So Microsoft can constantly get money because they everywhere.
Right.
Whereas Sony, if Spider-Man don't do good, and if PlayStation don't do good, so I don't think Sony need to be trying to have measuring sticks with Microsoft. And I agree with Nintendo stance. Go ahead, K-Ball.
$2 billion.
That's it? That's not bad, though. It's not
As
bad.
of 2020, is $2 billion.
Bandai Namco, $2 billion. That's basically Bungie. So that's not bad. But I don't see the need to buy them. But yeah, go ahead, K-Ball. What you think? You think Nintendo making the right, taking the right position? I'm gonna read.
Okay, so
Nintendo
has been able to survive without, and this is what I was thinking, without Call of Duty for like 3 generations of Nintendo consoles. And the question is why? And it's a simple answer. It's very quick. You can get to it. First parties. Their first parties sell mountains of copies of games. So I understand their comment about someone having their DNA, and they don't have to buy people because they make great first parties and stuff like that. But what's wrong with having, and I've been saying for a long time, what's wrong with having your version of Call of Duty on your system made by people that you control? I've never understood that.
Wrong with that. I'm hoping that's what Metro Prime 4 is going to have an online component that gives people that itch. But I just don't. Go ahead.
I see what they're saying, and for them, it seems to work for them, right? And they keep producing fire every generation, especially with their first party. But I do think that's a limited view of things, man. And I think that if they open up and make even sports games, that they could be making their own sports games. Just EA doesn't want to come over there, and I don't mean anything called Mario. I mean their own actual sports games. Legit.
But they did at one time, though. At one time, I don't want to sound like an apologist for Nintendo. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're speaking for them.
I am, but I'm on it in this sense. And I am. I guess I am. Maybe I just need to stop.
You are.
But let me say this anyway. So reason I'm pushing back is, and that's if we talking about that, K-Ball, I agree. Nintendo should bring back some of them old games that they developed that was in-house developed sports games. They had their own in-house basketball game. I don't know who was developing that game, but it was exclusive to I think it was Kobe Bryant was the mascot for it.
Left Field Productions. Left Field Productions.
Now, the game wasn't that good. I'm going to be honest with you. That basketball game wasn't that good. But they had it. They could have developed it. They had their own football game as well.
Retro was actually making one.
Oh, was that Retro?
No, they were making one for them.
Before the license got snatched up?
I believe so.
Okay, so...
What license? What license got snatched
NFL
up?
license.
That's not how...
Well, they can make one
was it first
exclusive.
Party?
Yeah, that was first party.
First party.
It was first party.
Then the license doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe then.
The license only excludes third parties.
Well, maybe
Not
they
first
just
parties.
felt like it wasn't worth the money anymore. They wasn't selling enough copies of it. I used to play it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what the other two was. It wasn't Sega NFL 2K or Madden. But I think what they saying is, okay, with Sony, we question, is this just Sony responding to Microsoft? And Nintendo's like, I don't feel like I gotta just get anxious and buy something because Microsoft bought two big companies. I don't think that should provoke me to go buy something just because I'm trying to respond and keep up with Microsoft. And I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. Like, if we not gonna buy something that don't make sense, because I don't think Microsoft is necessarily responding to Sony. I think this has been their plan. This is strategic. This is not a response in a sense that Sony did something, so Microsoft went and bought Bungie. Microsoft went and bought Bethesda. Microsoft went and bought Activision. I think Microsoft is like, okay, Sony them got first party. It's responding to them, but it's not like one for one, like they did something, so we did something. That's what Sony doing to Microsoft. They bought Activision, we buying Bungie. Microsoft was like, we got to get on their level with these first party titles. We can't develop it ourselves, so we gonna buy these. We gonna acquire these companies, these development studios with these top tier games, and then we answer that. We answer Microsoft. Sony. We meet Microsoft. Microsoft meets Sony on the playing field with some games that's exclusive and theirs. But it seems like Sony is just responding to the latest moves of Microsoft, whereas Nintendo like, I'm not finna. No, I'm good. Y'all do what y'all do. We good right now. If we buy something, it's gonna make sense. Because we all scratching our head. Why would they buy Bungie? And why would they say there's more coming? Is it direct trying to compete with Microsoft because of what? It's like Nintendo like, I ain't gotta do that. Y'all can have that fight. I'm good. Now they shouldn't do that with voice chat. Nintendo. Listen to me, Nintendo. That's not the right move with voice chat, but I agree with you here. I don't have no problem. Let me read this real quick. The man around one, welcome to the show, says, I miss the days Nintendo competed with powerful hardware. I agree to an extent with that. I do. We was talking about this at work. I would like for Nintendo to return to some oomph under the hood. It ain't got to be a direct one-to-one power ratio with Microsoft and Sony, but something that really allows developers to showcase something beyond the visuals that we've been stuck with for the Switch for a while. I'm kind of ready to move on to something better. But I agree to an extent. What y'all think? Do you miss the days Nintendo competed with powerful hardware? I don't want to just move past this statement.
Over 100 million records sold, and yes, they did it with 10 and 11-year-olds. It's a Dr. Dre line. We talking about 103 million units Switches, sold of Nintendo Switch. And I know we ain't transitioning, but I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Go ahead. That was a good, perfect transition too.
Listen.
Gotta give you applause on that.
Nintendo ain't worried about no competing with hardware. We talking about hardware? Hardware. They laughing all the way to the bank right now. Personally, sure, yes. But realistically, in the real world, man, Nintendo's gonna just keep making that money, and they've already showed you they don't have to flex that particular muscle no more. That muscle don't even have to be flexed. That's like a trump card, last ditch effort. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're gonna keep being quirky or whatever word it is that people use.
Frugal.
Who?
Frugal with their spending. Frugal.
Oh, frugal.
Yeah, frugal.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah, they gonna. Why?
I'm trying to beat D2K right now. I'm trying to say them big words that we are obscure words. It's frugal. My dad used to use that. But go ahead.
But realistically, what would it even look like nowadays? Like, what would the industry look like when Nintendo was not trying to be Nintendo and they're just trying to play in the arms race? You have another third person out there dying because three companies outside of the PC, Sony and Microsoft, you can't even exist beside them. You can't even exist. Like this, there's not enough money or mind share to go around. So they kind of have to always do something different, to always stand out, to always do something, that's going to bring it. It's like Squirrel. Like what Nintendo over there doing? They making a handheld. $103 million, 103 million consoles sold. No, who got the last laugh?
I would say like this. Nintendo has a mind share that Sony and Microsoft are still trying to tap into, and they don't have to share it with nobody. Like Sony, them still trying to make those Nintendo DNA type games, and they getting closer and closer. Like I said, Ratchet and Clank, but it's still not necessarily Nintendo DNA because Ratchet and Clank is a different type of platform than what you'll get from Nintendo, and a different type of action than what you'll get from a Nintendo game. So, but I think Ratchet Clank is close because Ratchet Clank feel like Pixar, but it still ain't. Don't give you that feeling Nintendo give you with Donkey Kong, Mario, and Zelda and all that. So I agree with Nintendo, but hey, these other companies getting close, but they still enjoy laying all in and of themselves. So yeah, I'm with you, Keith. Anything else on that? And also 100+ million Switches says shut up.
You know what? It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how sales shut everybody up because I promise we was talking about this, and we was talking about this on this podcast, and I don't know if it was DJ K, but somebody said I don't think they're going to make it there, and I'm like, man, I think they will, and they did. I was, because it was like 20 million away, and they crossed that threshold, and it's just now turning February, so they still in the same. They still in their last quarter, so to speak. Physical year. So yeah. That's crazy, man. 100 million. 100 and what million?
103.54.
103 million Switches in the wild. Jeez, so that mean we not gonna see a new Switch for a minute. Yeah, you would think it would say it's time to move on. We pretty much unhit what we gonna hit because they thinking it's gonna surpass the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 4, if I'm not mistaken. They saying the Switch might pass the PlayStation 2. No, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3.
Where's the PlayStation 2? PlayStation 2 still number one, right?
PlayStation 1, the original PlayStation. I'm sorry, not PlayStation 2. Ain't nothing catch the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 1.
2 is like 178.
Yeah, it ain't nothing. I think the only thing came close that might be one of them handheld.
Well, we came close.
Well, we will end up. This just passed the Wii.
Yeah, this passed the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is like.
Well, I thought it passed the Wii.
This is like the fifth or sixth. This is like the fourth, fifth, or sixth highest selling console or gaming device ever. I think PlayStation 2 is number one. I think one of the Game Boys is.
I'm getting to it right here.
Yeah.
So it's PlayStation 2 at 157. The Switch is not catching that.
No.
Okay.
The Nintendo DS was 154.
Right.
Game Boy, the original Game Boy is 118.
So that's two.
The PS4 is 116.
That's the one
and
they said
then
they
the
can
Nintendo
catch.
Switch.
That's the one they said they might catch the PS4. I said it. So
it might catch the PS4.
It passed the PlayStation. It passed the Wii, and it might catch the PlayStation 4. I don't think it will because I think it's time for Nintendo to move on to another system. But
you know what's crazy about this though? Before you move on,
we at the end. This last subject.
Number two is Nintendo DS. Number 3 is Game Boy, and number 5 is Nintendo Switch, all handheld.
Right, and a hybrid. So that's
that's in
form of Nintendo. The
Yeah.
Wii is 6, right?
The Wii is 7.
7. What's before it? PlayStation?
Regular PlayStation.
Okay. So the Wii is 7. PlayStation original is 6. Switch is 5. PlayStation 4 is 4. Game Boy, you said color?
No, the original Game Boy is number 3.
Original Game Boy is 3. Game Boy, DS is 2.
DS
and
2,
PlayStation
and
4. PlayStation 2 is 1. PlayStation
Right.
2 was selling. They didn't stop selling the PlayStation 2 until the PlayStation 4, if I'm not mistaken.
It was before the PlayStation 4, but yeah, it was selling for a long time.
Yeah, that must sell for a long time. Why was people still buying that freaking system? It was a good.
The one that sold the most.
It had all the games, man. Every game you could think of, it had it.
Yeah, you're right.
The one that sold the most in North America was the DS, though.
Yeah, I knew a few Nintendo systems were gonna be in that top 5 because the DS people was sleeping because they act like the DS didn't count in sales. They only wanted to deal with home consoles because they understood if they said anything about them handhelds, Nintendo was gonna be whooping heads. Because while the Wii was struggling, the DS was holding it down. like bruh. So Nintendo was struggling with the Wii. That was just their home. That's why they did the Switch like they did. They was like, look, we sell these mugs. Let's make this that and let it play on your TV. And it was the smartest move they ever made because it's right back up there. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna start preparing to get off here. It's 9:25.
You didn't ask me about the more power thing.
Oh, go ahead, K-Bone. Would you like to see a Nintendo Switch compete directly with Sony and Microsoft on the power scale?
I personally would, but I'm in a minority, and I know that.
I think we all said that. I don't think I asked none of y'all that question, but be honest with you. Did I ask you that, Keith? I didn't even ask you that question.
I think I answered that question.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My bad, K-Bone. I apologize.
It's all good. I'm used to it. No, but I know I'm in a minority, but I would love for them to compete because, and I've said this on record. I'll say it on record again. I thought the GameCube looked better than the PS2. Personally. Oh, I did. Oh yeah.
The PS2 was
the shape, the polygons and the shapes that you were able to create.
Oh, you talking about
in
games?
The GameCube.
You talking about games?
I
thought you talking about the system itself.
No, the games. I'm like, man.
Absolutely.
I went to my buddy's room.
Wait a minute. Hold the K-Bum. I remember I used to bring my GameCube up there, man, and you used to dump on me, bro. You wouldn't play
any Nintendo games, but the graphics were still better. The graphics were still better. It was
all
kidding.
These decade and a half later, the truth surfaced. You know what the Lord said? What was done in the dark will come to the light. No, listen. But that's dope, man. But yeah, getting the PlayStation
I would love
2 was inferior to the GameCube. Absolutely. I mean, the Xbox. The GameCube was on par with the Xbox.
The PlayStation, the PS2 was probably the weakest system.
It was absolutely the weakest system,
but it had all the games.
It had the market share. It had the mind share.
No, it had the games and it had a DVD player in it.
And it had mind share.
Yes, because it had a DVD player and it had the games.
It had mind share because of the PlayStation, and it just passed on to the two. I don't.
No.
Okay.
It was one of the cheapest
DVD players. True.
That's how I taught my mother into getting me a PlayStation.
Right, but wait a minute.
Like, this is a DVD player for the family.
That's the convincing. But listen, this is what I'm saying. I used to work at Blockbuster around at the time. I'm telling you what it was. Even the DVD player was the icing on the cake. I agree with you.
I disagree with you because some people bought it just for that.
I agree.
And I said, I'll say this. I said before. I'll say it again. The way you make and you become the highest selling system is casuals, and casuals ate up that DVD. It wasn't just the PS1.
The PlayStation,
they ate up the fact that they can play it with their play DVDs on it.
But the original PlayStation was still 100 million. Wasn't it 100 million still, or right under 100 million?
Something like that, yeah.
It was 102, I think.
Right, so the PlayStation was 102 million seller, and the PlayStation 4 was 150. So, okay, 50 more casuals. Maybe you got them 50 was extra casuals. But what I'm saying is the mind share at that time. Look at what Nintendo. Let me hold up. Look at what Nintendo. Look at what game sales was before the PlayStation. 60 million, 45 million, that 30.
CD player.
Wait a minute. We talking about the PlayStation. Not the PlayStation 2.
CD player.
Oh
Don't
my.
forget.
Yeah, that is
The
true.
PlayStation
K-Bro.
was a CD player.
We gotta talk about this next week. I ain't even think about the PlayStation 2's play music.
Yes.
Hey,
I play
right.
video music on it.
And you can make beats on it. I didn't know that until my uncle took me over there and the dude was making beats on the PlayStation. I'm like, how you making beats on the play? He had something like Fruity Loops on there.
Sony
Making
was
beats.
always smart because they were a technology company.
They was cheating.
They technology company. No, they
Cheaters.
were smart.
Cheaters.
And they put their technology into their gaming
They was
console.
cheating. They was leveraging other
Whatever.
stuff to
that was
cheat.
smart. And that's why Xbox tried to do it too.
And
but they
flop.
chose the wrong platform.
And flop.
They chose HD.
And a sad
What's it called?
truth.
HD.
Let me say, you know what actually run that war right? You know what won that war? The DVD, the Blu-ray, and all that war.
Who won that?
You know what caused which format to win?
Oh, what?
The PlayStation.
No, it wasn't the PlayStation. What caused Blu-ray to beat out HD
HD.
HD DVDs?
Did
What,
somebody get bought?
the movie industries?
The porn
somebody got
industry.
bought.
The porn industry, fellas. The porn industry.
Oh,
I thought that was common knowledge. Anyway,
No,
on that note,
you are right. You are right.
on that note, we
Yes, they
will
did.
end. Did y'all ever think we would bring
that was
anything
far
up
from
like
my
that?
mind.
That's funny. You're
That was-
right though.
It was. That's why I thought y'all that was a big thing at that time that the porn industry helped Blu-ray win because the porn industry chose Blu-ray, the Blu-ray format over the HD DVD, and that's what caused it to win.
Right. You're right.
It wasn't nothing but Sony. Sony lucked up because the adult industry chose their format. So, yes, gaming had nothing to do with that. Anyway, now that you got some
Nothing
news,
to do with that, fam. You don't walk away from that.
it didn't have nothing to do with Blu-ray
Nothing
winning.
to do with that.
No, man, it didn't tip the scales. It wasn't until that industry decided to go that route that it caused everything to go that route.
No. I can agree with you. Say they tilt the scales, but
Right,
to
that's
say
right.
nothing is
Okay, they had a little
understatement.
bit. They was a little bit.
In
A
the show.
small fraction. Anyway, we
the
passed
show.
9:30. We done. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was a Live and Level Gamers podcast. Tune in at the same time, same place next week, and we will have more quality coming your way. Till then, y'all be blessed and see y'all. Deuces.